Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And today we'll be telling you about GiiKER's Super Ludo.
Ooh, this is a space theme board game that has been digitized, we could say.
Yeah.
Put into a fun, like, facelift. If you're familiar with Ludo, which is what this game is based off of, GiiKER's done a great job at taking this game and putting it into like a revamped version.
And that's essentially what GiiKER does, is they take these classic games like Tic-Tac-Toe or Connect 4 or like Super Slide, those types of things. Sudoku.
Yeah.
And they create like a digitized version that has like a little bit of a twist on it.
Yes.
Which we'll talk about today. Now, to give you a quick overview, the goal of Ludo is to get your 3 pieces around the board and onto the station.
Out.
Fly. Now, the way you'll do this is typically by rolling a dice and kind of moving around the board. If you land on your color, for example, you'll skip to the next color of your color. Yeah. So you're trying to get a little bit lucky, trying to get through those kind of fast tracks and get through all the places in order to get to that last space.
Don't forget that if you land on an opponent's, that you are able to send them back, and it's almost like going back to jail.
Send them back to the... And in order to get onto the board, you have to roll a 5 or a 6.
Yes.
So you can deploy it onto the station, and then you can go all the way around. So there's a little bit of strategy around there, too. And, of course, choosing the right piece is the biggest piece of strategy. Because you can stack your own pieces and potentially block your opponent from moving forward. Or, again, like Tyler said, you can land on your opponent and send them back. Because you want to get your 3 pieces before anybody else.
Exactly. And if that didn't sell you on this game, there is a twist that they've done from the classic Ludo game where they've introduced these things called universe events. And I'm actually going to bring the board out now. Look at this. Turn it on. Hey! So I guess I can talk about a couple things here. Is that the dice is actually here. So you'll press the middle and it'll roll the die for you. A 5. And then there's a bunch of different universe events that will show up. Like that one. And you'll be able to activate it as you proceed through. Some of them are really beneficial to just you. You'll be able to, like the one here, you get to roll again. There's also like asteroids and wormholes, but let's actually look at all of them in the universe events.
Let's dive into it. So there's a teleport event, which allows you to move your piece to any blanking space on the board, allowing you to teleport. You can, of course, still roll to the dice roll instead of teleporting.
Yes, always the option.
But you cannot move after teleporting. So if you teleport, you don't use the dice roll to move after. You have to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's also something called swirl, and that essentially blocks the piece on that space from being able to move.
Like traps you.
It sucks it in.
Yeah. and once it's gone, you can move again. But you gotta wait a little bit.
Exactly.
There's also a wormhole, which is a portal. So you can move through it to move to a different wormhole. And usually they last for a couple of rounds.
Yes.
So you can plan in accordance to it.
Well, hopefully you get the rolls so you're able to use it.
That's true.
The next one, like we said, is the meteors. And basically they'll show up on the board, and if your piece is there, you get sent back.
Get hit.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Your spaceship gets taken out, so you need to return and repair yourself, I guess.
Hopefully repair yourself and not crash and burn back to the station.
Exactly.
Now, the one I really like is exchange. It allows you to swap positions with one of your opponents, so you can potentially get ahead and send them further back, or really use that to your advantage.
Yeah, that one is rough sometimes. We also have one last one, which is the one that we rolled right here, and it's called the one more dice, the ×1. So you get to roll again, and you get to use that. How exciting.
Now, this game is generally bring back up nostalgia from that classic game of Ludo.
Exactly.
Sorry was actually also inspired by Ludo, so if you played Sorry, a lot of this may be familiar. With a little bit of a twist, like GiiKER does. Who may enjoy this type of game?
I think like any family with kids, smaller kids, because this game is really easy to teach, but also just like as a group of friends that are maybe trying to get together for a game night, this is a good like starting game. I think it's like a good gateway, as I would like to say. It's definitely on the lighter side, so if you're looking for those types of games, definitely this is for you. And then last but not least, if you're a fan of GiiKER games, if you've played the previous GiiKER games, I think that this is spot on at what they're good at doing. And So basically, if you've enjoyed those, then definitely look at this one in particular.
Oh, and the one thing I'll add too is this game is quite luck-based with the dice.
Yes, yeah.
But there is some fun strategy in the decision-making of which pieces are you going to move. Because there is ways to potentially move one at a time and really race to get that one sent off. Or you can potentially move as a unit and create opportunities to block your opponents, to land on the double blocked opponents, sending them both back.
Yeah.
There are some grand moments in this game that can leave some laughs and potentially, and hopefully not, lose some friendships.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of big moments that happen in this game, and because it's so like quick to play, that you could just kind of repeat it, and that's always a good thing. We also forgot to mention that this is it's up to a 4-player game, but you can play 2v2
Team mode.
or you can play a free-for-all.
Yep.
And that's always an exciting like dynamic that you can work around and work towards, like teaming up to maybe make the other team's life a little bit more difficult when it comes to getting their pieces in the right spots.
Everybody loves to team up in space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the world events I do think are what makes the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
the universe events are like my favorite.
yeah, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You can roll a bunch of times and there's nothing, and all of a sudden, meteors in the exact spot that you want it to be in.
Yeah, and it's all like random events that happen, so who knows what you're going to get hit with.
Nobody knows. Just like life. For our question of the day today, we have, what classic game would you love to see GiiKER re-implement?
Yeah, that would be very exciting. Like, who knows? Maybe they can do a mousetrap.
I want to do some sort of jacks. I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
Like a
that would be
jacks.
cool. That'd be interesting.
Be cool.
I wonder how they would digitize that.
Don't know.
Yeah.
That's for them to figure out. And for me to dream. Now, thank you so much to GiiKER for sponsoring this video, and thank you so much to you for watching.
Yes, if you liked this video, if you found it helpful, give us that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we like to talk about board games like this and heavier games too. So, check it out.
Check it all out. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye!